I don't trust Greer to do that. That's my issue. I don't trust him anymore. I haven't trusted him for years.
If I guess Google does a recap of like sources across the web.
Yeah.
According to the sources across the web, I guess it's a conglomerate of all the information that exists on the web. We're last.
Shocker. We should be lost. I don't even know how we're even a top 10 defense, to be honest with you. I think those numbers are inflated.
Those numbers are weird to me.
Those numbers are weird because we had the worst schedule of all time.
Right, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at the team.
And God knows when we needed to stop, we could never get it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Tranquilo Sports and the end of the Miami Dolphins season. Unfortunately,
officially, yes.
We knew it was kind of over, but we were holding on to that last glimpse of hope for whatever that's worth. But it's officially over.
It is. Season's officially over. It couldn't have ended also in a worse fashion. Not even just the game, because at that point we already knew the Broncos were dominating the Chiefs. Just everything happened post game, everything's happening like from then till now. It's a whole mess. It just seems like there's like little hope going forward, and that's what sucks the most, right? Because we're coming off last year. We make the playoffs. Team gets depleted. We're like, okay, like most of the same squad still together. Brought in some nice pieces. Sky's the limit for this team, and it was an atrocious season. Filled with a bunch of ups and downs, mainly downs. A lot of injury stuff, a lot of different drama, and not great. Not a great ending. It sucks. Hate talking about the ending of the season like this. Was hoping that we can maybe pull off a miracle and go to Buffalo. Don't know what that would have done for us anyway, but at least we would have had something. But yeah, it's officially over and we're here, and it's a sad Tuesday.
It is. It is sad. It's unfortunate, right? Because reality is, if Tua doesn't get hurt, or at least doesn't get that 4 games out, right? And there's a lot of controversy at that time with, him going on the IR and all that. But the decision obviously was made. It was in the best interest of everybody, essentially, that besides obviously the winning and losing portion of it.
Best interest of the NFL saving their ass.
Right. But if he doesn't miss those games, I feel like a lot of what we're talking about today and has been circulating this team all season kind of gets maybe buried under the rug. So maybe it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise, essentially, where it's like, we know we got to take care of the O-line. Greer obviously said that today. A lot of the same problems we have been talking about, we knew, and here we are talking about them going into the next season, right? And there were problems all year long, and it is unfortunate because we always talk about how talented this team was, but for us to come short and to have the season that we did, I mean, there's just so much blame to pass around, and everyone thought that Greer and maybe even Mike were gone, and immediately right after the game, they're both announced that they're staying. So it's like I'm down to run it back, honestly.
I'm not.
I am.
I'm not.
And I know it's going to end up with the same thing, but
that's the issue.
I want one more year of just validation to prove that, hey, if Tua can actually play healthy, you actually build the offensive line, maybe fill a couple other pieces that we need, what does that team actually look like?
Here's the issue where I agree with you to an extent where I think this team is good enough. On paper, we have the guys, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of these guys. It just doesn't gel with a couple things. One, I've lost a lot of faith in Mike. I thought a couple years ago we bring in this guy, whatever his first couple years, honestly really good, and then last year really great season up until the ending of it.
Right.
But you're like, okay, this guy's growing into his position, and then this year, what a turnaround in terms of downward spiral for Mike. I mean, it is. It's a thing of like this team just, and we've talked about it a little bit throughout the year, but the team just seems either soft or they don't, not that they don't respect him, but like it's just he doesn't give this like commanding force that you see a lot of these coaches that do, right? He's more, buddy. He's got a good relationship with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
But you're not their friend, like you're their coach, and like that's the vibe that you're getting. Granted, I could be wrong, maybe they do, but like from what I've seen this year,
it seems like it's a mixed bag. Honestly,
it seems like that
some guys do seem to feel that way about him, and other guys
like
seem to be bought in.
They kind of just run like Calais, right? Calais, I'm sure Calais has a good relationship with Mike, but like Calais has been in the league, except like Mike doesn't tell Calais what to do. Calais knows what to do, and guys like that type of relationship works.
Yeah.
But with a lot of some of the younger guys, or even some of the vets, right? Like guys like Reek. Reek is crazy. Like Reek is somebody's a diva. Like every top receiver is.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that relationship, who knows? Today, Mike said that they spoke, and it seems like, it might be mending or whatever's going to happen. I see Reek probably staying, to be honest, but who knows? Like you also can't lose. Like it seems like he almost lost the locker room. And again, I don't know that for sure, but like that's what the feeling, that's what it seemed like.
It's a locker room divided, it feels like.
Yeah. And it's like once you do that, it's like, it's hard to go back. Like you can't just run it back. Like there's a lot of issues at hand. And then the Greer stuff, listen, like the Mike, whatever, you want to give him another year? Sure, I get it, whatever. We just extended him, and we've seen what he can do. You want to give one more year of validation, whatever. Greer's been here for 10 years.
Right.
He's been here for 10 years, and we have 0 playoff wins, and he's made a lot of mistakes. Sure, he's made some great signings, right? Obviously I'm going to keep highlighting my boy Jonnu. Calais, great signings this year. Getting chopped, great. But he's also made a ton of mistakes, and nothing changes. That's my issue. Nothing changes. He could have put together a superstar lineup, and the superstar lineup won 0 playoff games. So guess what? It's time to move on. Like I don't know. Like I'm sick and tired of this. Just like we're almost there again. Injuries, so let's run it back. Like I can't do that anymore. I can't do it. We've done it for so long, and these last 3 years, like nothing's really changed. And I know how good this team can be. But now I have my questions of whether half the team even wants to be here.
Right.
Like so it just seems like a mess. Greer is, he's not on the hot seat. He better be at least on the hot seat. But
no, he's got to be on the hot seat. I'm sorry.
He should be on the hot seat for six years in a row.
No, and
the 2021 draft alone,
the seat gets warmer and warmer as you continue to not win a playoff game. And if we start the year 1-5 next year, you fire everybody in that spot right there.
That's the thing. Like Ross is the biggest, actually, in my opinion, going back up the ladder.
You could make the argument.
He cannot fire anybody. It's insane. Except Flores for some reason. Which
according to Greer, Ross was livid though at the end of that game.
Of course, who wouldn't be? I mean, that team.
So obviously
they quit.
And Ross has done his part in terms of paying guys. Like he's been dishing paychecks.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you on the aspect of the fact that you got to make tough decisions. And if Greer's not the guy, although he's been in the program for a while and you have a level of confidence in him, you gotta increase the standard with this team and say, hey, if we're not winning playoff games, then why the hell are we going to continue down this route?
Yeah.
Next year is the last straw.
It has to be. This year should have been the last straw. That's what I'm saying. That's
and the expectation has to be that much higher. It's not even just like making the wild card. To me, that's just a bust of a season.
You got to win a playoff game, like at least. Like
the
bottom of the barrel is playoff win, like not playoff.
Right, exactly.
Playoff win. Mm-hmm. You don't win a playoff game next year, it better be clean house. Like, and I don't even care. Sell the team, Ross. Like I don't care. Like everyone, I want everyone out of this building. I want to start fresh, and
build a new stadium.
We have to wait another year for that now because. We're running it back. It seems like with most of the.
It's gonna be an interesting offseason because you have a lot of moving parts where, Armstead,
There's
what's
a lot
gonna
of,
come.
Armstead, I would be shocked. If
No, I'd
Armstead
be
comes
stunned.
back.
I would be stunned.
I'd be shocked if Armstead comes back. Obviously, we got some free agents. Don't know where Vaughn's going to be. Don't know where.
Reek looks like he'll end up staying.
Reek
but
probably going to stay.
You never
Ramsey's
know.
probably going to stay.
Yeah.
But again, who knows? Maybe we trade him on the draft night. Like anything can happen. But it just sucks. It sucks that it's the position now of like an ending of a terrible ending, and then nothing changes. It's like, okay, well now we're just doing it to ourselves.
That comes with it.
And then all the drama. There's so much drama around us every time, and we can't escape it. But
it's a culture thing, though, and I'm not even just talking about like the Mike McDaniel era.
Dolphins in general.
Dolphins in general. Dolphins in general. Just think about this, right? You had a bully scandal in the locker room. You had a coach doing cocaine, FaceTiming a hooker in the locker room. You had the league stuff.
That's the issue. People come here to hang out and vibe.
They think they come to Miami, they get paid, and it's just a hangout and just get paid to play ball, and that's it.
Yeah.
And maybe that is a factor of like being in Miami, but somebody's got to be able to change that culture, because to me that's been the biggest problem the last 20 plus years. It's just the fact that we have not built a real culture, and we've had, God knows, we've had a million different head coaches during that time. So it's obviously a bigger problem because we've been in this same hamster wheel effect with this team where we're 8-8, 9-7, this and that. It's the same thing over and over again. We always feel like we're this close, but yet we can never actually build a culture that's like of dominance, like you see with the Steelers, like you see with Buffalo now in this era of football, and the Lions, right? And it takes time. Obviously, they don't.
Well, the Lions are now just like good, but the Lions have suffered even longer than us.
I know, but they turned that corner. Well, we can't turn the corner.
You get a coach that instills that type of culture, like a Dan Campbell. Look how quickly. I mean, it took time.
It took a couple years,
but they've turned it around, and now they're insanely.
How many
good.
years has Campbell been with Detroit?
He's been there at least 4 now, probably.
Right,
3-4 years.
So Mike is on his third, going on his fourth.
Going on his fourth. Yeah.
So next year's a year. I don't give a shit what anybody has to say. We know what we have with this team. This sky's got to be the limit. I actually think we have a favorable opponent schedule next year. Like I think we got games that we can win.
Yeah, but it can change though, because like this year going into the season, we
also had the easiest schedule on paper. Technically,
we had one of the hardest schedules before the season, and then by the end of the season, we had the easiest schedule in the NFL.
And we finished 8-9. Yeah,
like, it's
crazy.
A joke.
Crazy.
So,
Tua's got to stay healthy. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, he's got to stay healthy. We got to bring in a competent backup,
and we got to
build we also can't line. Just like, we got to build the offensive line, but we can't just also just rely on him. Like, yes, and I get it. Like obviously, if your quarterback goes down, the chance of you succeeding drops very heavily. Yeah. But we have a very, very fragile QB. Yeah. Like, so if we knew that when we signed him,
no, you better.
And that's why it was an issue when we did sign him, right? That people were like, listen, I get why when he plays, he's very good.
Yeah.
But he's fragile. Like, he missed 6 games this year. Like you can't do that. No. You can't do that. And he's played 1 full season in his 4 years. Like, that can't happen when you franchise your QB. No. Like, you just can't do it. You can't do it. So, and a lot of it, again, falls on Greer. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but the 2021 draft class is looking bad in the mirror. And it, not just because Tua is definitely not the biggest problem. Like, I like Tua. I think Tua is a good quarterback, and when he plays, you can see it how much better we are with him. But revisionist history. You can see Justin Herbert is really, really good. Who knows what would have happened with him? Right. And the other 2 misses with Igbo and then Austin Jackson, I guess, like, so figuring out. But he also missed pretty much the entire season. Like,
the line's definitely better when he's there.
But and then the Greer thing, like, oh yeah, we got to work on the line, dude. We've been saying that. Yeah. Like, anybody with 2 eyes could have told you that. Yeah. And now he's like, last year he's like, oh, like, you guys are more scared than we are.
Yeah.
Oh really, dude? Like, now you're. Something started. Like,
I know.
It's just so annoying. I'm just over it. Like, I'm over it. Love this team so much. Like, I want nothing more in life than for this team to win a playoff game. Like, I don't even care. I mean, obviously, I want a Super Bowl. Just get me the first step. Like, I just want to get a playoff win and
I want to feel it. I just want to feel it.
Yeah,
I just want to feel
something. I want to feel anything.
I want to know what the hell it's like to win a damn playoff game. That's all I want.
I know.
Are you a poverty franchise right now?
Oh, 100% we're a
100% we're a poverty franchise right now.
We are up
We've
there.
been a poverty franchise.
We have the longest active drought of any major sports team without a playoff win.
Poverty franchise.
Poverty. That's poverty. You classify as poverty at that point.
The
Marlins have more playoff wins in the last 20 years than we do.
2 World Series.
Because they beat the Chicago Cubs in that series.
Yes.
COVID, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They won the wild card round in the COVID series. So they have a playoff win and they have 2 World Series.
They won a World Series less than 20 years ago.
And yeah, 20.
Inter Miami doesn't have shit, by the way. Inter Miami got knocked out of the playoffs first round. Okay? They won a stupid little league cup. That doesn't.
No, we're a poverty franchise across all major sports. It's gotten embarrassing.
Yeah, outside of the Cats. The Cats are the.
Brought up the O-line, so that was positive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what he actually does.
Ass, you know?
He hasn't drafted well with the O-line picks in the past, outside of, I don't even know who, Robert Hunt, who's not even on this team anymore.
Brought up the O-line as a problem.
I guess we'll see with
Which
Paul,
is worrisome. Yeah, Patrick Paul, he looked good in moments. He didn't have a great end to the season.
Yeah, terrible.
But yeah, I mean, you can't really critique him too much off of that.
He has it.
The size is there. I think he could be good. I really do.
Well, let's see.
He doesn't get super. If he just a little above average,
I don't want average. I'm done with average. We've
No,
been average for years.
I said a little above average.
Yeah, okay. Even that. I want good. I want good. Is it too much?
We can't have 5 elite O-linemen. No,
I don't want elite. I want good. I want good O-linemen.
Above average is good.
Above
Average is above average.
Above average just sounds worse than good.
I want good, Pooch. We cannot belittle ourselves.
If we have a top 15, top 12 O-line, we'll be in a very good spot.
Yeah.
We don't need the number 1. It's going to be top 12. That's all
12's a good O-line.
Let me see what that.
Yeah.
Let's do this really quick.
Good O-line.
You need one elite guy, which I think Aaron Brewer can be the anchor, and then build around Aaron Brewer.
I like Aaron Brewer a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean,
we need receivers.
We need a big receiver. So we need.
Yeah, we need receivers.
Reek's gonna stay. I think Waddle's gonna stay. Obviously.
Play wide receiver?
No. Well, I don't think we would. But John was our best player.
You guys ready for this?
But we made him lose like 20 pounds.
I'm gonna go through the top offensive lines this year, ranked offensive lines, according to Pro Football Network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Number 1 Broncos. Number 2 Ravens. Number 3 Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 5 Philadelphia Eagles.
Playoff teams.
Oh my God, what's going on in this article? Number 6. A bunch of ads are popping up. I don't know who number 6 is. It disappeared.
It's probably the Lions.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 Washington Commanders.
All playoff teams.
Number 8 Detroit Lions.
Playoff teams.
Number 9 Arizona Cardinals.
Not a playoff team.
Not a playoff team. Number 10 Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Rams.
Yep.
Playoff team. Packers.
Playoffs.
Falcons.
Fringe
playoff team, but
yeah.
Falcons did have one of the best O-lines going.
All right, so 12.
I mean,
11 of the top 12 are in the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like,
the
narrative doesn't lie.
Getting 20 something.
I got up to 15 and we were nowhere to be found.
The thing is, like, I always use this as an example. Like when Patrick Mahomes got demolished by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, like the next year following, like they spent $60 million.
Oh my God, where are we?
Yeah, 100%.
Because
oh my God,
Super Bowl, like,
probably last.
The Chiefs got
25.
Yeah.
The Chiefs got freaking blown out by the Buccaneers.
I know.
It was dying, and the first thing they did was like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna sign Joe Thuney. We're gonna draft.
No, we're updating.
Humphrey.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes, bro. They know how to draft. They just signed Creed Humphrey. They brought in a ton of guys, and now they're good.
I know.
They drafted, bro.
But the thing is, I don't trust Greer to do that. That's my issue. I don't trust him anymore. I haven't trusted him for years.
If I guess Google does a recap of like sources across the web.
Yeah.
According to the sources across the web, I guess it's a conglomerate of all the information that exists on the web. We're last.
Shocker. We should be lost. I don't even know how we're even a top 10 defense, to be honest with you. I think those numbers are inflated.
Those numbers are weird to me.
Those numbers are weird because we had the worst schedule of all time.
Right, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at the teams.
And God knows when we needed to stop, we could never get it. You look at the Arizona game, the Buffalo game.
Terrible.
Buffalo game, we had to stop.
Technically, yeah, we did.
Buffalo, you can't put that on the defense.
No. I don't.
Well, you can. I mean, what? They still put up like 30-something points.
Yeah, but we also scored 30 points.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Buffalo's been doing that to everyone. Buffalo's did that to everyone.
But that's what I'm saying. We can't compete with anybody good. Our numbers are inflated because we shut out the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, like we're a fake team. We are fake. Miami is fake. We are a fake city. We are a fake team. That's what we are.
Yep.
That's what we are. We're fake.
We're
all flash and we're all speed.
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. That's what we are. We are fake.
Are you on the train of put the alarms on Tua's longevity career or train? Are you on that train?
Yes, I want a clean house. And by clean house, I want everyone gone. If it was up to me, I would cut everybody
Nah.
except Jonnu Smith. Cut him.
Nah.
We can keep him. Honestly, I'd keep. If you told me right now we can do it, it's gonna be a full NFL draft. Release everybody. You can only keep 5 players. I'm literally only keeping Jonnu, Sealer, Achan.
I would just keep Dodson. Dodson's been good.
I mean, he was good, but like
I like him.
Chop. I'd keep Chop
Brooks.
Brewer. No, keep Brewer. Yep.
and Brewer. I'd keep a line. Yeah, Brewer. There you go. 5 guys.
I
The
don't
rest,
care about,
get him out of here.
I don't care for any of
Like,
the receivers.
Dude, Waddle. What? Speaking of another drop off, Waddle was terrible. Reeks of diva. I mean, Reeks
offense
obviously amazing. Reeks amazing,
dropped.
but like, dude, I can't deal with like if we're losing. Reeks like stuff is funny when we're winning. When it's not winning, it's like okay, I've had enough.
Funny,
Yeah.
We have a chat like I always tell the Dolphins fans that we have one friend that doesn't think us not being a big receiver is a problem.
It is a
Every time
problem,
We're watching a game. We see like T Higgins catching a ball.
dude.
Like,
I'll take T
hey,
Higgins right
okay.
now.
If that was Tyreek, he would have been picked off.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to.
Like, people don't think it's
Let's
true.
talk about that Odell signing too. That was a disaster.
Those are ways-
Terrible.
We could have kept Van Ginkel for
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
He was gonna leave anyways, I think.
Yeah, Van Ginkel. Yeah,
Wasn't he an All-Pro? He's probably gonna be an All-Pro.
Yeah,
Pro
Pro
Bowler,
Bowler,
yeah.
probably an All Pro. He took a. Do you see that hit that he put in the Sunday night game?
Bill Gibbs.
Killed him.
No, but yeah, we're I wish. I try to be as optimistic as I can with this team. I can't anymore.
No,
I have
right
to,
now
like,
there's no
That was because we
nothing.
drafted terrible. Like Cam Smith was a waste of a pick. Shane
Terrible.
was a waste of a pick.
terrible.
But there's been good draft picks too.
Yeah, but-
You're not
I know,
gonna
but
hit on every
everybody-
pick.
I know, but everybody
yeah.
has good draft picks. That's
But,
what I'm
like,
saying.
the
But like,
reality is who we
you
kept
got to
on
be more
draft picks.
You
consistent, and you
got to
gotta
keep
be,
your draft, the
and
good
you-
draft picks.
and you got to
We let go
hit
of
on the
Brandon Jones,
signings.
Robert Hunt.
Yeah.
Robert Hunt. I mean, reality is where Robert Hunt got paid $20 million.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
It's,
and I
it's
get
tough.
that.
It's tough.
You know, but we also paid Austin Jackson a ton of money. Like we could have maybe
That-
paid
that
Robert
was a
Jones.
pretty team-friendly option for like a guy that had a solid.
To
Guy who
his
didn't-
blind side, too.
Guy who didn't play a single game.
Yeah.
Play
I
3
don't know,
games.
Last year he was a huge part of
He was all right.
our success.
It's
was
gonna be
good.
it's gonna be a long off season.
Super long.
And it's just gonna
The
drag
longest-
and drag and drag.
Right now, who's your first round pick?
If I had to pick anybody in the league.
No, like right now, like going into this draft.
Oh,
like, what's
um,
are you going D tackle or are you going guard?
It's too early to
either.
tell because I don't
think
know what
I'm-
we're
I
gonna
think I'm
do.
going- I think we're going safety if we don't sign Vaughn.
Yeah.
Because
We still need even if we sign Vaughn, we still need another safety.
Yeah, because
I
Porter.
think the
There's no way.
consensus is either what O-line.
I think we're gonna get the
D-tackle, or
Georgia
safety.
kid.
Yeah.
The
I
Georgia
saw him, I
safety.
saw Kenneth Grant from Michigan.
If
and
we, I'm
the
telling you right now,
guy
if we do something stupid like draft, like freaking Ashton
Ashton
Genty,
Jeffrey.
like
Or Genty.
Ashton Genty's amazing, dude. We don't need a 4th running back.
No,
dude.
no,
I
no.
swear to God, I will riot if we do something stupid like that.
No,
Give me
I
an
wanna draft a
O-lineman.
running back.
Give me an O-lineman
I wanna
Not-
draft
or
running
a
back, but not in the
safety.
first 3 rounds. We're gonna
No,
draft
we don't
the
need
fifth
We
one,
don't
round.
need a
though.
running
We just
back.
got
We just got
Wright.
Jalen Wright too.
No,
Here's what
no,
happened.
no, no.
Oh,
There's
Drake's
no
gonna be up-
scenario.
Drake's
I
gonna
want
be with-
6
we're gonna draft
linemen.
Cam Scatterbo.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Are you serious?
Yes, I don't want
In
him.
the what round?
In the 5th round?
He's not going to be in there. In the
He
5th
won't be
round.
there in
But
the fifth
anyway,
round.
no.
I'll take him in the
You know
fifth
what I
round.
want? I
100%.
want 5 linemen. I want 5 linemen. The
Hit on
safety
2 of
from
them.
Georgia and Jackson Dart. That's what I want. Give me that. Give me a rookie backup to Tua. That if Tua goes down, we can toss in this rookie, and the rookie's amazing. We have to move on from Tua. Like that's the reality of it. That would be my ideal. We draft the 5 best linemen available at whatever position. Get the Georgia kid, and draft Jackson Dart in like the 3rd, 4th round.
Technically, if he was in his contract already, he would have hit like his annual payday.
And again, and I hate hating on Tua. I love Tua. I really do. I love Tua.
His health incentive is like a majority of the contract. Like he wouldn't have been paid the $50 million that he's owed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
A little bit of it, right?
well, not a little bit. He probably got most of it. I
He
think
probably got only,
because the
40
stuff's
mil.
guaranteed. No, I mean that's a lot though.
And over the longevity of the contract, he's still guaranteed
Yeah.
100
A ton of money.
plus
The
170
thing with
mil
Tua,
or
and again,
something
like
that.
I like Tua, I really do. I like him, and I like when he plays. He's obviously like he's not our biggest problem, to be
Yeah.
honest. Well, he is one of our biggest problems, but it's
because
not
of
his
the health.
play.
Yeah, it's the health.
It's his health.
Right,
his
right,
health is the biggest
Well,
issue.
Stephen A. even said,
Like-
all these haters, like Stephen A. is like, yo, just give him an O-line and like he'll be okay. Like just give him a decent O-line.
But is he? The hit he took was not an O-line's fault. He was running and just hit Damar Hamlin. Like that's on him. The other one, and then same. By the way, same with the Houston one.
The Houston one's
Houston
a running
was him
one too.
scrambling
Yeah.
too and not protecting himself. That's on him. And the second, if you can't take any of these hits, I get it. Injuries happen, but injuries to him
Could be
happen at a
preventable.
progressive rate.
And
Yeah.
So-
I see Baker Mayfield run through like 4 people.
Yeah, and it's
but
also now
that's
it's
not
the
to his
hip.
game.
The hip thing is worrisome because it's the hip. this is the same injury that the Bama one. Like,
Yeah.
Was it that hip?
It's
that
the same
hit.
hit, but it's a
Same hit.
different injury than the Bama injury.
So-
But
I want Fat Tua back. Fat Tua was in a way better condition.
I want to be born in another city and relieved of this pain of being a Dolphins fan. So
I mean, imagine, bro, how long? But the thing is, you know what it is? The Dolphins never committed to just sucking. That's why we're not winning.
yeah,
never
we went
committed to
1 in
being-
15.
We went
we
1
still
in
couldn't even,
15.
like-
But that was only one season. Like, how
that's
long
one
did-
too many.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
long, how long did Detroit suck?
Not on purpose though. They didn't commit to that. They were not bad. They were just terrible.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, like, it ended up working out. Like, all the teams that are doing good now, like, sucked for a while.
Well, the thing about like Cleveland,
How long did Kansas City suck for? And they drafted Mahomes with the 6th pick.
I know, but even when
Even
they drafted
then, they were
Mahomes,
still
they,
they're
they,
still a playoff team.
they've won, dude. They've won the,
Yeah.
the they've won the
They-
AFC
yeah.
West for 9 years in a row.
Yeah, we're
The Bengals sucked for a while, and then they found.
Bengals still
But
suck.
they-
by the way.
they were
the
so-
Bengals still suck.
they didn't
They
make
are,
the playoff.
speaking of poverty franchise, they are more of a poverty franchise than we are.
And they've went to the playoffs and have a couple wins.
Cares? They got zero
Hey,
Super
guys,
Bowls.
They went to Super Bowl in our, like, the last.
They have
were in
zero
the
Super Bowl
Yeah, but they
wins.
didn't win.
They have zero Super Bowl wins.
This guy
They have
has
zero
Super Bowl wins.
Super Bowl
Along
wins.
with, like 30, like 25,
Well,
or like 30, 30
Honestly, those are the only teams that are more poverty than us.
The
At least,
Jets.
you know, yeah, the Jets. Oh my God, the Jets.
You
At
hear
least the
that-
Jets have
my
one.
The
friend-
Jets are number one poverty
Jesus
franchise.
Christ.
I think before Steven Ross bought the Dolphins, he wanted to buy the Jets because its headquarters is in.
Yeah.
That would have
And
been
we're
a
like, you know, that's
dream.
I mean, they probably would have been better off than they are.
Would have been a
I think
dream.
Steven Ross is just content. He's making so much money off the stadium as it is. Like, I think
Steve,
he's-
Stephen Ross cares more about the F1 than he does about the Dolphins. I mean, this guy is a loser, dude. I'm so sick of this team. God damn it, dude. I hate this team. I hate that I love
Who's
this
the
team.
best GM in Miami sports.
Well, it's, right now it's Zito.
Yeah. The
Pat
Pan-
Riley
the Pan-
in
the-
history is the best
No,
one.
the Panthers
But-
GM by far.
Right now.
Yeah.
Riley's
Right
still
now,
the
right now.
best-
No,
Riley's
right
the
now,
best
right now,
one.
right now.
But
I mean,
Zito,
what
Zito's the
what
best
they've done
current
with the
GM.
Panthers roster is
No, it's
insane.
insane. No,
Is
Zito's
Mickey
by far the
Harrison
best one.
the best owner in Miami sports
No.
history?
Who?
No.
Mickey Harrison.
Oh, in history? I mean,
Probably.
no. I mean, who was the owner when we had Shula and Marino and those guys?
Was
I
it
mean,
Joe Robbie? Or no,
yeah,
that's
no, yeah. Was it Joe Robbie?
I don't know.
I think
I
it
don't.
was-
Was it?
I mean, I would say him. I mean, he'd be the best, I'm assuming. Then,
I mean, we won a couple of championships with the Heat.
no, for sure. Mickey's up there too, but we went undefeated and we had the winningest coach of all time. We had one of the GOATs in Dan Marino. I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks. I'll tell you what, the Marlins one is not up there. Whatever
Yeah.
the worst owners in
Well, they've been more
sports.
successful than us in our life.
No. If we're gonna
mean,
talk about
technically-
worse owners, it's the Marlins owner.
Yeah, I mean, he's terrible. They've spent $0.
They
in free
spent
agency.
zero. And in the beginning,
Yeah.
the new GM comes out. It's like, we're going to be very active and spend money in free
Yeah.
agency. To
Nope.
this date, we have not
Well,
spent
the
a
owner's
penny.
using the Marlins as a tax write-off at this point. That's just a tax write-off.
He's also poor.
Yeah. What a poor billionaire. All right.
All right, that's enough about the
No,
Dolphins.
it's fun. Another season down the drain. Still love you. Still
We'll
be
probably
there.
talk some
We'll still be
Fins
there right
around
when the next
free
one, but
agency
goddamn,
time.
I'm gonna need some time to.
Yeah, not till
Well, now we
March.
have- now we
Cleanse.
only have to look forward
Not
to-
till March.
We have playoffs, but then after that, in terms of things, you have the combine, like who you like, and then you have the draft.
Free agency
Yeah,
in
well,
March.
yeah, football
Comes
kicked
before the
back up,
Yeah.
and they got like March,
March,
April.
March 8th.
March, April.
It starts, and then
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then April.
It's
We'll
like
go
draft
down the
stuff.
same
Yeah.
rabbit hole again.
I'll be right back in about 4 months. But right now, I'm in a battle with
Yep.
I'm teetering the line of filing for divorce, but I would never
No,
have
I
the
can't
guts
do
to
that.
sign the papers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Before we move on to just Super Bowl picks, who you riding with?
It's a good question. Give me Lions Ravens.
That's my same one too. So, yeah, that was easy. Yeah, I'm rocking with the
I'm
Lions.
guessing you got
Ravens.
Lions winning it.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Lions, but if the Lions don't win it, give me Lamar.
Yeah, I would love to see
I would
Lamar
love
get
to
a
see
ring.
Lamar get a
Who's your
ring,
dark
and Derrick
horse
Henry.
Super Bowl pick?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
They call them a dark horse.
No, they're definitely
No,
not a dark horse.
The dark horse.
They're the number one seed.
I mean, I don't know if they're considered. I mean, technically the Ravens would be. They're like the 5th favorites to win. If you're talking about dark horse,
I mean, Packers and the NFC would be my dark
maybe,
horse.
Yeah. Even
Not
then,
the
maybe the
Bucks?
Bucks. No, the Rams. The Rams
Nah.
would be my dark horse.
Really?
I think I have the
I have
Packers
a
as
Rams
a dark
future,
horse.
So
I think the Bucks can make a run.
Nah, they're not good enough.
yeah, I
They
don't know.
beat the Lions.
I know.
In
They're
week
not
one
bad. They're
or
good.
week
They're
two?
good. They're gritty. They'll win. Who they play first round?
I don't know. They play the Commanders first round.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I don't know. They're so young though.
I know.
Commanders are gonna be good though. Commies are gonna be good.
That'll be the end of Baker's home story. Right? They're just winning the
Yeah, that game's in Tampa
Yeah.
Bay too. But
Yeah.
I like
No
Packers
shot.
as a dark horse.
In the AFC, who? The
I
Broncos?
guess Buffalo.
No,
even that-
No,
Broncos have no chance.
no way. I think they're going to put a better fight this weekend
I
than
would
people are
chop off.
expecting.
I would chop off my hand if the Broncos win the Super Bowl.
Me
On
too.
live on
If the
camera.
Broncos won a Super Bowl,
No, there's no chance the Broncos win. There's no chance the Texans win.
What about Chargers?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna win it.
So well.
They play. Who do they
I
play in
don't
the
think they're
first
gonna
round?
win
They play.
They play the Texans. I think
Texans.
they can beat the
They can
Texans
beat the
for sure.
Texans.
I just don't. I don't know. I'll take the Ravens over them. I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I'll take the
exactly.
Bills over them.
Once they run into them, I don't see how they get beat.
I would be shocked if anyone not named Buffalo, Kansas City, or Baltimore comes out of the AFC. I would be shocked. NFC, I mean, the thing with the Lions is they're super banged up. I still think they should run it. The Eagles are very good as well. But Jalen Hurts is still kind of in concussion protocol, so who knows there.
Did you lose faith in the Vikings after this last game?
I actually have the Rams beating the Vikings this weekend
I never had faith in the Vikings, to be honest. I know they're a good team, and I think they can win this
because of
week.
their defense.
I think they can win this week for sure. I would be shocked if the Vikings win a Super Bowl. I would chop off my other hand. If it's Broncos Vikings, I'll chop off both my hands. But
You always want Case Keenum, right? Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
they beat the Saints, and then that's it. I don't know.
Hail
I just
Mary
can't.
play.
I don't know if I trust Darnold in the playoffs like that. I mean, you saw him; he was seeing ghosts against Detroit.
Yeah.
So
It looked like he got exposed a little bit.
yeah. So who knows? They're still a very good team, though. I mean,
They are. That defense
they're-
is obviously
they-
very
they
well
lost,
coached with Flores,
you know.
and they're very good. But I don't.
yeah,
I
they
don't
got
see
bone
it
that
either.
they're gonna have to play the entire thing on the road. So
They
who
had their
knows?
chance.
They did.
All right, let's talk
alrighty.
the other playoffs going on.
Yes.
We got the college football playoffs, Final Four. We got Penn State and Notre Dame on Thursday here in Miami at the Orange Bowl,
Yep.
which that's going to be fire.
We'll be there.
And then, yes, we will. And then we got, who do we got on the other side? Ohio State and
Texas.
Texas. Who do you got?
Well, I wanted to know, and already both your picks to win knocked out. Mine's still alive, so that's great.
My runner-up is still there.
Who'd you have winning it all again? Penn.
I
right?
have Penn State winning.
Yeah.
So I love Penn State at the Orange Bowl. I'm going to keep riding them. I think they've got a very good team. I think they're top. I think they're the second best team on paper that's left behind Ohio State of how they're playing. I like how Drew Aller's playing. I like the offense can limit mistakes like against Boise. Their defense is good as long as Abdul Carter's playing. I think they should win. They're underdogs, by the way. They should win.
Notre Dame's good, bro.
Notre Dame's very good. Great defense, good run game. I just don't trust the quarterback as much, and so I'll take Aller over him, and so I'll take Penn State over Notre Dame. I think it's gonna be a great game, though. By the way, I think that game's gonna be incredible.
High scoring or low scoring?
I
I know your brother thought it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah,
I think it could.
I think it's gonna be mid. I don't think it's gonna be like a 30-something, but I can see like 24-17, which isn't low or high. It's kind of mid. I can see something like that. But I still like Penn State taking it home, going to the championship, which would be awesome. And then Texas, Ohio State. My gut is saying that Ohio State's the best team left. They've looked incredible these last 2 weeks. They coming off the Michigan loss, we didn't know what we'd see. All we've seen now is a dominating team that
Monsters.
looks insane. And then Texas, quite the opposite in terms of how they've looked. They start off super hot
Escaped against ASU.
and they can't close. Yeah,
Concussion.
they've done. They've like let people come back in the second half. ASU,
Right.
Even a little bit with Clemson, even with Georgia was kind of whatever, but even something in the regular season, the team is good. I just don't know.
Yeah, they're going
They're going to have
against
to
the
beat
hottest
Ohio
team.
State. However, in a weird way, I think they're going to win. Everything
I have
just
a weird
said,
feeling that they're
everything
gonna
I
win
just
too. I
said
don't know
is
why.
going to go out the window.
Ohio State
listen.
could also run all over them, but
100%. Biasly, I've got my 2 futures tickets left from the preseason. It's Texas and it's Penn State. So obviously, my ideal scenario, if both of them play, I win money no matter what.
true.
Ohio State looks like the best team. They've had back-to-back weeks looking extremely dominant. But I think that Texas defense is really good. It can definitely keep them in that game. And then if yours could, kind of sustain it,
Yeah.
I think they could. I think it's going to be a great game. Granted, I thought the Oregon-Ohio State game was going to be a great game, and they blew the doors off of Oregon. So they've, looked really good. But even like in the Tennessee game, like at halftime, they got a jump lead. They let Tennessee kind of come back, then blew the doors off them. If Texas can kind of jump out to a little bit of a lead, they can kind of, hopefully hold, Ohio State. I think it's going to be, listen, my gut would say Ohio State, but I'm going to go with Texas in my heart. So
I'm with you. I'm Texas Penn State as well.
Let's go. Look, we are.
I know Ohio State is probably going to win, but something weird is telling me that the best version of Texas, I think, is going to come out.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to keep it close enough where they'll make enough plays late in that game, and I think Texas will somehow pull it off. But Ohio State does just look monster.
Yeah, Ohio State looks crazy.
They look like they can beat anybody right now. But give me Texas Penn State.
All right, love it.
Real quick.
Before you guys sit around college football, I think you guys need to have your debate now out loud.
Oh, no.
About the Boise State game.
Oh, I will. I think.
Oh my God, that's right.
I will say it because I think it's a dong take. I think it's a dong take that anybody should say that Boise State did not deserve to be there, especially with the fact that Oregon. You can just say Oregon didn't deserve to be there because Oregon got blown out. Blowouts happen in college football playoffs every year.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's in it. It doesn't matter. Like Notre Dame lost like by 70 to Alabama one year. Like it doesn't matter. It always happens. Boise State played their schedule. They almost beat Oregon, which now looks worse after the Oregon thing, but whatever. Oregon went undefeated. Boise State was absolutely deserving of that playoff spot. 1. 2, they were a field goal miss away from being 7 points down in the fourth quarter. What's a one-score game? They were a one-score game in against Penn State in that game. Everything let loose when the guy misses the field goal, and then, they get good field position. Penn State breaks off that run. The game was over there. But, that game was, the score, I refuse to believe the score does not dictate what that game was.
It's just when you watch the game, I get it. Like they were in it and they were keeping close. They just didn't look like they were the part of going against Penn State.
Nobody has been in terms of any game.
That's fair.
You look at outside of the ASU game, the Boise State game was probably the closest game we've had in the entire playoffs.
In the first round, at least, it was the closest game.
Not even in all the rounds. Like the Oregon Ohio State blowout was second round. The ASU Texas game was crazy. And by the way, that was a blowout until ASU kind of came back.
They came back.
That was an absolute blowout first half. And then the Boise State game was the closest, and then the Notre Dame Georgia was honestly kind of a blowout. And then the Georgia kind of came back a little bit, and then it was just kind of like whatever.
Right.
First round, everyone got blown out. Like for me, it's like, and then it's like the people in the first round saying like, oh, Bama should have been there. Bama lost to Michigan. South Carolina.
No,
Bama
probably wasn't the team that should go in there.
Lost to Iowa State. Every team that was like on the bubble lost their bowl game. Like,
we took out Cam Ward.
who cares? Who cares? You guys were still up only like 3 points in the first half. So you know what? I think everyone who made the playoffs deserves to be there. I think because the second you take the regular season, make it irrelevant, then there's no point. Then there's no point to the regular season. Just might as well just put 12 teams from the start and let them play a playoff.
Right.
Like, you might as well just do that. You have to give precedent to those who succeeded in the regular season. A G5 representative absolutely deserves to be there, and every conference championship deserves to be there. And anybody who plays in the conference championship deserves to be in over someone who didn't get in with a worse record.
Do you think that should be expanded to 16 teams?
No.
No. 12 isn't enough.
Honestly, 8. It should probably go to 8 teams, to be fair. But 12, I'm cool with it.
It went from 4 to 12. Then it goes from 4 to 12.
Yeah. It was a big
That's
jump.
what I'm saying.
I'm fine with the 12.
Listen, I like the 12. I think, and listen,
It gives everyone a legitimate chance.
This is really the first couple years of the NIL stuff
Right.
and the transfer. Like you've already seen it. The parity. Granted, you hasn't really seen it in the playoffs, but like the parity of who's been good, versus you've seen kind of a semi-downfall of the SEC when everybody else is kind of coming up. I think everything's going to even out, and we'll get better games going forward.
Yeah.
But listen, it's college football. Blowouts happen all the time. Blowouts have been happening in the college football playoffs for years. It's not just a new thing. It's, I think every single college football playoff has had one blowout.
Right.
And the other ones were only 4 teams.
Well, Michigan
So,
blew out TCU like 47
Yeah.
to win the national championship.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
And if anything, the 12-team playoff kind of narrows down who the best teams are. Because if you put your top 4 at the top and, a 4 seed that maybe was like a fringe 4 team, now, well, maybe they get eliminated, but you still have 5, 6, 7, 8 that were those fringe teams that can actually prove that, maybe they could have been 4. But
the final 4 is it the 8 seed, the 6 seed, the 5 seed, and
Right.
it's 5, 6, 7,
and it was
8.
more necessary because they weren't
5, 6, 7,
conference
8,
championship winners.
Texas is 5, Penn State 6, Notre Dame 7, Ohio State 8.
And
5, 6, 7, 8 is what
you can make the argument Penn State's probably a higher ranked team, but they didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you the argument that I will say that can totally if in terms of rearranging, that I'm totally cool with as long as they get into the dance. I think it should have been Oregon.
Penn State losing was probably the best thing that happened.
Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Texas probably as the top 4, and then you have the rest kind of fill in. Ohio State would have been 5. It would have been a much different layout. But
Penn State losing that helped them.
100%. Penn State got gifted a great path for them, and that's why I actually think that Penn State is in a good position. I think they're building that confidence. So is Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's kind of just been riding this high for a while. I think, I think Penn State is a different animal. I think Georgia, they're obviously missing Carson Beck and stuff. But again, I mean, Penn State also hasn't had a super hard path, so who knows? But I think Penn State just played. They played Ohio State, they played Oregon during the regular season. I think they're pretty battle tested, so we'll see. I like them this week.
Oh yeah. So real quick, I know we've been going on a couple of rants here, but what are your thoughts on the whole Jimmy Butler thing?
Yes. All right. I'm glad you asked. So Jimmy is my guy. Jimmy, I love Jimmy. Jimmy, there's no scenario where I will ever hate Jimmy. With that being said, I don't like how he's handled it, but I also am not fully blaming him. Yes, I think he's acting like a diva. Yes, I think that I wish he wasn't going about it this way. I hate that it seems like he's quitting on the team. I hate that part of it because that sucks. That sucks. But I also put a lot of the blame on Pat Riley. Riley's done this with every superstar we've had.
That's
LeBron, Wade, Shaq. It seems to be a trend of kind of how it happens. And then with Jimmy, Jimmy brought this team to 2 finals, and for me, I get why he's frustrated. There's 2 parts of it. Yes, I think they should have brought him. I know they were going for Dame and that whole, but that kind of fell out because of Pat Riley, to be honest. But anyway, they tried bringing him on the star, and I get why he's frustrated. They did bring on his boy Lowry, right? So they were trying to satisfy him to some point, but I don't know. I don't know why it just ticked off. I think also Pat Riley's comments about
in the beginning of the year,
and obviously everything that happened with his dad, and who knows what's going through his mind, but I don't know. I think there's
apparently they were very supportive about the whole thing that happened with his dad.
That's what I heard too.
That Riley and Mickey Arison both flew.
That's what I heard too. But then it's also he made those comments, and knowing that he missed time because of that. A lot of it just doesn't make sense, to be honest. And so I think it's at fault. Both of them are at fault. I think Jimmy's being a bit of a diva. I think Pat's kind of being a bit of a hard ass.
I mean, that's just the dynamic of who Pat Riley is.
Yeah, I know, and it's he's obviously Pat Riley. Like we mentioned, we're talking about best GMs. Pat Riley's the best GM, president, whatever we've had that Miami's had, probably forever.
Yeah.
But the last few years, all the running backs and all some of the decisions he's made regarding this team, I have a lot of question marks, to say the least. And so I get Jimmy being upset at that. But again, the same is true that I don't like how he's handling. So I'm in a weird spot. But I'll never hate Jimmy because with Jimmy, those 2 playoff runs, even when we didn't win, those 2 playoff runs were the most fun I've ever had.
100%.
The closest thing was 06, but I was so young. Obviously it was super exciting, and as a kid, made me fall in love with the Heat and stuff. But those were even more exciting than the LeBron years because the LeBron years, all right, we better win.
Exactly.
They were a blast.
Yeah.
All right, we got LeBron, D-Wade, and
it was that underdog component.
Both of these were so underdog that it just it made it extra special. So I'll always love Jimmy for it. I will always love Jimmy in this city and on this team. Who knows what's happening? There's a lot of reports saying that some teams aren't willing to trade. There's a chance he just comes back to this team, which would be weird. But
it looks like he's going to come back from the suspension. I don't see a trade happening beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But
we're such in a weird spot. I don't know who we would trade.
By the way, we are terrible.
Yeah,
we are also terrible. Tyler Hero is single-handedly having the best year of his life. Bam is playing the worst he ever played. The team in general, Terry Rozier's playing very bad. When Jimmy's been playing, he hasn't been playing great either. So the team's just off right now. The team's not looking good. I don't know if something like this, like him
It's the
coming
same
back,
thing
screw it,
every-
like we'll run it. But
It's the same thing every year with this team, though. They're middle of the pack
I know,
team,
but
and then once they get
this
no,
team
it doesn't
feels like
feel the
there's
same.
less hope.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Because we never really like. Obviously, Jimmy's a superstar, but like he doesn't have like. He has his moments, but it's not like. I don't know. It doesn't have like that. Like he doesn't have like that takeover like when Steph takes over a game.
Right.
Or like when Katie would take over. Like
yeah,
we don't have like that guy. It's like. Yeah, Jimmy had his moments. Obviously, that one run where he freaking was playoff Jimmy. It was
two
insane.
runs,
Two.
The 2 runs, yeah. But
He's
like,
yellow when he got injured.
even like during the regular season, like it's like I don't feel like we have a guy where it's like Hero. He's playing great, but he's having probably his best year.
Hero's playing awesome.
But like we just need like that guy.
Well, that's
And I
what
think-
Bam was supposed to be,
I
and
think-
Bam. I still think Bam's very good. I think Bam's one of the best players
I
in the
think
league,
what
to be
we're missing is
honest.
that we don't have we haven't had a true point guard since Dragic.
Yeah, Dragic
we
was
don't have
awesome.
a guy
Well,
that
that's what Terry was
Hero's
supposed to be.
playing the point guard, but Hero's
Kyle
Yeah.
Kyle also was supposed to be that.
Yeah,
Hero's a score first player. We don't have like a guy that can like run the offense. Like we obviously asked Jimmy to do it, but Jimmy is supposed to be a wing. He's not supposed to be running the point.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
It's a
obviously you have,
mess.
like monsters like LeBron that can run the point, but we don't have a guy that can truly like run this offense and be like, okay, you there. I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna get you guys open. I'm gonna give you a spot.
Yeah.
Like our shit is just go around the horn, go around the horn, go around the horn, and then pray that we get an open shot. Like we don't have like that guy.
Spo's on the hot seat.
No, he's not.
It's just his personnel. We haven't like obviously made an effort to bring in a point guard either. We just bring in guys that can shoot threes, which is what was our game was, but we just always don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Shoot threes, and then when you cover the three, go inside and attack the rim. We don't have that.
Just the game has changed in general. Like, the NBA has just changed so much.
Well,
in,
we
like,
have the player there
10 years.
that's fit for this league, and Khalil Ware, but we're not. I mean, he played one game and he scored 23 points.
Yeah, I know. I would like to see more of
I
him.
like to see more of him too.
He's a
But
7-foot guy that can spread the like. That's the game. You have
Yeah.
a 7-foot guy that can.
We'll
spread
see
the
him.
floor.
We'll see him.
we'll see him.
I'm not worried.
Listen, if Spo doesn't think he's ready, he ain't ready.
Yeah.
But
Listen, at the end of the day, it's Spo I trust. I still trust
all our
Spo the
rookies
most.
start
He's the best
playing
coach
after
in the
the
city.
All-Star break.
Which I'm
They don't
perfect.
play
I'm
before
perfect.
the
I'm
All-Star
perfectly
Yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem with that at all.
The kid that just I don't know.
It's like you're almost like hiding your weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how long we're gonna wait for, but Nikola, what's his name? Jokic.
Jokic.
Yeah.
I need him to start. You have
Yeah.
Yeah, that experiment is.
Yeah, he needs to start.
He
getting more
showed
playing
flashes in the playoff last year, but
Yeah.
you need a level of
Crazy thing is,
consistency
he
from him.
keeps- he got drafted at
And
17
Jaime
years
too.
old.
Bless
time. Jaime's thank you, has not played too well. I think he had trouble the other day, but
We drafted him at 17 years old.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Jaime's 24. Jaime's close to my age, so like,
Yeah.
he needs to get going.
we I think there's like a weird Santeria juju going on in the city of Miami right now because between the Reek thing, the Jimmy thing,
no, no
the
one wants
Heat
to be here.
stinking, the Marlins thing. I'm like,
Dolphins.
I remember like what was it 2 years ago? Everyone was like, oh my God,
we're
Miami
the best,
sports
we're
are
the best. We're the best
We're
city.
like, oh my God, here we go, Miami sports turning around, and we have done we've gone back to square
Except the
one.
Panthers. Shout out to the Panthers.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
shout out to the
Thank you for
Panthers.
single-handedly.
But think about it. The stadium's like over here, and BB&T
I know,
or
they're
Amarin
not as
Bank
cursed. They're not as
Arena,
cursed.
and they're not as cursed.
And look,
There's
hey,
something going on over here.
And then funny enough, and then Larinaga steps down from UM basketball. The guy
Yeah, something going on.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, that was the guy took us to Elite Eight and Final Four. in 2
I
years,
know.
and he just stepped
But
down.
his name is Coach L for a reason.
I felt bad. Nah, he said
I like Larinaga.
He said no, it's not the way he's done it. He's like, bro, I'm too old to keep up.
Yeah,
Well, it's not even that. It's the whole
The
NIL stuff
yeah.
and like,
Keep up with it. He's like, this isn't basketball anymore.
Yeah.
It's free agency.
yeah.
Something's got to change though, because there's something weird going on down here, and
Exactly.
everything's fine. Everything's fine up in Amarin Bank Arena.
Yeah.
We have to sacrifice something.
Something. I don't know who's gonna do it, but someone did something to
Sacrifice
us.
Pooch?
No, I don't think I'm worthy.
No, we'll sacrifice. Who should we sacrifice?
Is it a who or it like a thing, like a
I mean,
animal?
If you asked me 3 years ago, I would have sacrificed Jesse Davis for sure.
God.
Could have been sacrificed.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
my
man,
God.
I don't know. We're gonna have to come as a collective,
Yeah.
a city of Miami, and figure that out.
Start like a Reddit board. Be like,
Yeah.
who can we sacrifice?
Somebody knows something we don't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they would sacrifice Messi for sure.
Oh, great idea. You know what? notice the we've fallen off as a city since he's arrived. Guy's a scumbag.
I mean,
Scumbag.
We won
Interesting.
Stanley Cup when he was here.
Sunrise again. Let's
And
not
we won,
forget.
and we went to the finals when he was here.
And the stadium is actually probably closer to Sunrise than it is here.
Yeah, but it's still a lot.
And the Dolphins had the
It's
best
a name.
offensive
It's Inter Miami. You know, they're building. They took down.
They took down Mel Reese.
No, they took down Mel Reese, and it's been downhill since. So you know,
That's what it is.
I'd love to sacrifice him.
It's Mel Reese. It's a golf course. Ever since they broke ground there.
And because of who? We know who we're sacrificing. We're going to sacrifice Lionel Messi.
All the toxic airs went into the air.
Yeah.
All the toxicity from underneath the crown.
They got to do some sage over that place. Oh, man. Well, that about wraps it up for today.
Yeah, what a somber start to the year.
You can tell we're not doing
Wait. Let's do some, end with some golf stuff.
Oh,
just
yes.
Shout out to Hideki. Crazy, broke a record.
Golf just makes the world a better place.
Yes, we're going to dive a lot more into golf stuff.
Yes, a ton more.
But yeah, shout out Hideki. We got a lot of cool
broke all the
tournaments.
records.
Yeah, broke every record. I will say, not a huge fan of not necessarily the Century, but like I love tournaments that are so much harder. I've come to realize I'm watching Hideki killing it, and it's awesome to see. Don't get me wrong.
It's a beautiful course, though.
Beautiful course. It's cool. But I want them to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Hideki's shooting 35 under.
It's the first tournament
It's
of the year.
crazy.
You got to let these guys eat to it a little bit. I mean, the fact that this guy's shooting 35 under after not playing a competitive tournament in months.
I had Morikawa, and he's 32 under.
Yeah, it's what happened?
Today's the first match of the
And
game.
TGL,
TGL
today.
Yeah.
That starts tonight.
Yeah.
And then it'll be weekly on there. So maybe we'll talk a little TGL, but. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It's the start of the season. Let them ease into it. They got another Hawaii tournament this weekend.
Happy that it's back. Happy that it's back. It's a nice transition from football to golf, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff this year around golf. So,
oh yeah, I'm hyped.
Yeah,
Shout out to Hideki. Shout out to PGA.
Shout out to Broken Toe Hob.
Broken Toe Hob, man, that was impressive.
It was.
Just gonna say, Sahith and him ended up with the same score after this guy shot like a 76 in round
He's got a broken toe.
Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out
He
Rafa.
had a great round. Shout out Rafa. Episode dropping before you see this one, but it'll be dropped if you see this one and you haven't seen that Rafa one.
Yeah, exactly. Go check it out.
So tune in if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's it.
All righty.
Cheers.
This is fun. Peace.
Later.
Happy New Year.